It's that time again, guys. It's time to fix your FC24 teams. I've been rating them before. I'm going to try and fix them today. We're going to go full rat sweat mode. I'm going to try and get you guys the most wins you can in Weekend League. And ask you guys to send me your teams, plus your tactics, and where you usually finish. And also, I got like 200. So if I don't get to you, I apologize. If you guys want to buy coins, you can go to mmoxp.com. The link is in the description. Use my code JFC at checkout for a 5% discount. I'm going to attempt to throw out as many tips and tricks that I can in today's edition of rating slash fixing my subscribers' teams. And by the way, thank you for being a subscriber. If you're here, I love you. And Nima is our first contestant. He says, love my new squad. What would you rate my new squad? And you're pissing me off already because you have Red Bellingham and Red Vinny, which, okay. Lord, I see what you've done for others. Can you do that for me? And I can tell you're already, actually, hold on. I don't even know what you're playing, but I can already tell that you are going to be a rank 3+ player. The reason I know this for sure is because you've bought only a few players in your team. You have bought Rivaldo, Kyle Walker, and Davies. Two of the players in your team are fullbacks that you have bought. And they're also, debatably, the two best fullbacks in the entire game. That's how I know you are good, because you know how important fullbacks are, especially later on into the FIFA cycle. If I had to guess, you're a rank 3+ player, and you're probably playing a 4-2-3-1. That's probably my guess. Scroll down, tactics I am using. We've got, yep, balanced direct passing. Looks like 4-2-3-1 to me. Oh, no, it's not. It's 4-2-2-2. Okay. 4-2-2-2 with Jude Bellingham McCam. Okay. I'm getting second thoughts on where you finish. No, it could be really good or it might be questionable. I mean, the team is good. The team is very good. The team is very, very meta. I don't really have much to change apart from Bellingham Cam, but let's see where he finishes. Let's see what he's got here. I got ranked 2 this weekend. Okay, there you go. Never mind. I'm gonna let you rock with that Bellingham Cam. You know what you're doing. So, okay. I mean, boys, I guess the only thing I'm gonna say here, I have nothing to really say about your team. Your team is legit. Fullbacks are so important. You might be wondering why your attack is bad. Start using attacking fullbacks perhaps, and use fullbacks that are very, very good on the ball, and that will help you out a ton in this game, and especially late game, because players are so good now in terms of the cards themselves are so good that they will bomb up and down the field so much that it's not really going to matter if you have 2 attacking fullbacks right now nearly as much as it did in October. So they're just very important right now. Other than that, I don't got much to say. Fuck you for your Reds, actually. Tabashir is next. Rate my team V2. Made the upgrades like removing Eusebio and Mbappe when I finished Drogba SBC. Okay, what do we got? I mean, everybody have like a crazy red Ronaldo. Okay, immediately so that's Evo Ginola. Okay, it is Evo, so I do think that is a very good card. I would say, looking at your team, my guess is where you would finish, honestly, is like maybe the 14 win mark, because I think there's a couple things you're lacking here. Let's see where you finish though. I'm also assuming you play the 4-3-2-1, rank 5-3. Exactly. I think that's exactly where I thought you'd be, and the reason I know that is because of this. We're 2 for 2 so far. Do not expect that to continue. The reason I know that is because you have Mbappe in your team right now. 1 playstyle plus. If you're a good player and know how to use playstyle pluses to their, maximum effectiveness, you are missing something in your team with only 1, in my opinion. I know Mbappe is Mbappe, but honestly, I think you can do better than Mbappe right there. In this midfield, I want a physical presence right here. I want, I love Bonmati, I love Pirlo, and I love Lothar Matthäus. Whichever one you like least here, I'm switching out and putting in as maybe your DM if you're a 4-3-2-1. Maybe your DM, I'm going to put in a Ruben Loftus-Cheek, a Sissoko, a Vieira, somebody very, very physical based, because that is actually super important in your DM spot, in my opinion. And apart from that, not much. Grimaldo's great. Cafu maybe is a little bit behind the power curve right now. Maybe try and upgrade that, but those are kind of like the changes I would make. I think you'll be more consistent with your rank 3s if you start to make some changes there, and your tactics are probably fine with the 4-3-2-1. It's one of the best formations in the game. So Ellie's Roblox Gaming is next, with me in the top. Absolute massive W here. Brownie points secured. Okay. Lewandowski, Drogba up top. You got 2 big boys. I do love the big men myself, just me personally, but I don't want 2 up top. Leao and Barcola. Okay, Pedri and Declan Rice. I don't mind that. Teo, Blanc, Militao, Vasquez, and Szczesny. This is a little, it's just different to me. Couple things immediately I would change here is I don't want 2 of the same type of striker up top. I know Lewandowski is not the same physicality presence that Drogba is necessarily, but to me, I think you can go with a shorter guy up here mixed with Drogba for the 4-2-2. I just slurred all of that speech, I think. But now I don't know if you play 4-2-2 here. I'm gonna guess it seems like maybe a 4-2-2 actually, or 4-2-4, sorry, because you got 4 attackers here. This seems like an 11 win, 8 win player, I think, right here. It seems like you're a guy who goes for more sentimental value and who you have fun with rather than you know, the most meta players, which I totally respect, but that's not the point of this video today. We're gonna have zero fun today. That's the whole goal. That would be my guess here. I don't know. What do we think? I'm gonna say that around 4-16. Okay, well, you made weekend league. That's good. 4-2-4, and your main tactic is 4-3-2-1. So who's your attacking? Do you have attacking center mid? I'm assuming. Who is that? Is it Leao? Okay. I guess I'm just confused about who that other center mid is. Leao or Barcola? I'm assuming. And I don't know who it would be. So that immediately right there, you're attacking center mid in a 4-3-2-1, which I'm assuming is what it is. I would immediately change. I don't know. I would get a midfielder in there. You could have even an attacker if you want to have like a Barcola, but I would have somebody who could actually pass as well. Barcola does not have incisive, I don't believe, or long ball, and Leao I think has incisive. Maybe he has long ball too, I'm not sure, but I'd prefer right now during end game times a center mid. Like you can have 3 center mids at this point of the year that all can defend. Earlier in the year, if you want to have Messi's or center mid, that's just fine. But at this point, you can find guys that are so good in attack, but also have some defending capabilities that you might as well do that, in my opinion. So that's kind of what I would say here. Your back line's fine. Really, it just, to me, I'd change Lewa and probably change your attacking center mid. That's really what I would say. C Fuerte is next. Let's have a gander at what you got here. Okay, so immediately off the rip, you have Fakir, so that's a 13 win player, at least during that weekend league. And I immediately thought rank 3. And the reason I immediately thought that is because you got dribble gods up top. You know how to dribble. I can tell that immediately. You have no height anywhere in your team. You know how to dribble, so I can tell you're probably a rank 3 at least. You also have Red Van Dyke and Red Puteas. God knows how that happened. Is that Red Team of the Year Puteas, by the way? Holy shit. Okay, I can tell your midfield right now. Bellingham's kind of your, what, DM-ish? That could work if you're like really good, but I don't know if I love that. But Monty Puteas, that was fantastic. Your back line, I don't really have a problem with. I'm assuming you have Joe Gomez here, probably because of his height, and maybe you're running a 3 back. I'm not sure. You might be, but I don't know who your right back would be. To me, you seem like a rank 3 player, but your ceiling is much higher. That would be my guess here. Let's have a look. Hopefully you said something in the comments here. Is this something ranked 2 to 3 and have had 3 rank 1s this year? Okay, so that's even higher actually than I thought. So it's a 4-3-2-1, and you have overlap on left side. Yeah, 4 again, 4-2-4. Okay, so you have a oh, oops, I did called you C Fuerte, and I wasn't supposed to. I apologize. I know that, you know, you've had some rank 3s. I know Bellingham's first owner. I would try and pick, honestly, here between Bellingham or Bonmati or Puteas. Pick 2 of the 3 and not have all 3 there. If I had to kind of nitpick it, that's probably what I would say. Maybe Bellingham's a beast defensively. You know, he does have that, like, height to him, so there's a chance he actually could be better defensively than I'm expecting, but I would just say you probably can go with a more conventional DM there, and it would probably help you sometimes, but I also know you play like an attacking version, so that's all I'd really say, honestly. Joe Gomez, if you like him to win headers, he's defensive fullback, okay, that's fine. Outside of that, I mean, you could have some height up top. You could. I know 3 dribble gods. If you are a dribbler, a left stick dribbler like this, it probably is going to be the right idea. I would try a Drogba up top or someone like that. I mean, an Erling Haaland, just to see what happens for a weekend and see if that, you know, is really good for you. And if it doesn't go well, if you need dribble gods, then go back to this. That's kind of what I would say. Calix is next, and Jesus Christ. Wait a minute. What is that team? No, that is not the quality of the video, boys. That is just the picture itself. I don't know if I can I don't know if I can quite review this team. I hate to say it, but Jesus Christ. I don't know what stats those are. Those look insane. I can't see, all right? I know I don't have my glasses on right now, but I swear to God, that is not my glasses, and I don't think that image is very clear. So I'm going to move on. Sorry, Calix. Oz is next. He switches to 4-2-4 in game. I did see that. Hopefully you left your FUT champs rank as well. Okay. Well, Red Messi, by the way, you can go fuck yourself. 4-2-4 in game's interesting because you have Gundogan and Valverde as your midfielders. So for me, if I'm going 4-2-4, I'm gonna have a DM. Right now, at this time of the year, a DM to me is like, you can get some ridiculous god DM that can just win the ball back for you so often that I always personally want to have that in my team. And Gundo and Valverde kind of aren't really either like a strict DM. But 4-2-4, it is tough to have that. I would just prefer that, honestly. Messi, Vinny, Kane, and Roy choice. They all can stay. That's fine. And your team honestly is good. So to me, I think you're missing one part of this team, and that's going to be this right here. Other than that, it would be your tactics. If I had to guess, you are you got a lot of reds. You have a lot of good reds. With Teo, Valverde, Messi, and Kane red is pretty nuts. I'm gonna say, because you have good reds, I'll say you're rank 3, but you might have just gotten lucky, because I do worry about that midfield. I do worry. Let's see what you got. Rank 5. There you go. So I was off on that one, but so rank 5, I honestly would bet you reach your ceiling more. Get a DM in there. That's what I gotta say. Clip Z is next, and let's take a look at what you've got here. So we see Fakir already once again. Fakir means you probably at least your 13 wins at least during that weekend league. So once again, Dribble God, it seems like 3 attackers that are just tiny and dribble gods. You're screaming to me a rank 3 player once again. Midfield has good balance to it if you're in a 4-3-2-1. Klaus at right back, the defense is a little questionable, but I know you need chemistry in this team, so I kind of feel like you're probably forced to put Desai in there. Yeah, I'd say rank 3, I would guess here, and then let's see what we can try to fix it. Yeah, 12 to 14. Okay, in game 4-3-2-1. Thank you, love the vids. I love you. What I would say immediately here, your attacking CM, I'm assuming is Fakir. I said this once already. I would like to have an attacking CM that does have some capabilities in defense, and Fakir also can't pass, or at least very well. No incisive pass, right? So that's where I would change that up. And then outside of that, I mean, if you, like I said before, if you want a striker with some height, you pack Dalglish, which is crazy. You could try that. You might not like it though. And Klaus is not a bad stay back right back, I would say. If he is that stay back right back role, it's upgradable, but not the end of the world. I think that what would really change it for you is probably your center mid, honestly. But this is one of those teams where you're kind of toward your ceiling team wise. You're set up really well. Monk Ev says, hey, first time on your Twitter, love the vids. Thank you so much. I love you. Thank you for replying to me. And here is the team. Okay, so we're at a 4-4-2 right now. Okay, right off the rip, I want to see what you're actually playing. I can't even like decide about anything with this team if I don't see what you're in, because this is like throwing me off immediately. Okay, you are in a 4-4-2. Okay, so this is the one you're in. Okay, so right off the bat here, this is like a very common mistake with players who are maybe 4 to 10 win weekend league players. That's what I bet you're at. Here's the thing. So you have Frimpong at right mid. That's not the end of the world. If you're trying to cross to like Drogba and Lewandowski, right? You have Sancho, I think, who has whipped pass as well, right? Does Sancho have whipped? I feel like you're probably trying to cross a lot. Common mistake people will make is like, hey, I really want to whip crosses into my strikers. I need whipped pass plus on my players, which is fine. But if you set up your team to where like you only can do this, like Frimpong is not going to be a great attacking right mid option for like finishing and for a finesse shot threat per se, right? Or even the passing isn't really there apart from the whip pass. So you're setting up your team a lot of times to like only cross, right? You're setting up your team to like, hey, I want to cross a lot. Let's do this. Let's do this. Whereas find a player with maybe the base whipped pass, but it has like finesse plus, or it's like a really meta outside attacking mid that you can actually then cross if you want to, or you can also have the threat of a finesse shot in there as well. Those are so good at a 4-4-2. If you're not cranking finesse shots at your left mid and right mid, you're probably doing it wrong. You never want to set up your team to be one-dimensional, because then it's like, if that one-dimensional thing is not working, you're fucked. Like nothing you can do. So when somebody's defending you and they have Frimpong here, they are gonna just not be as worried. They're gonna try and read everything but you running straight into goal with Frimpong. I'll tell you that right now. A good player that you play against will read the cross, go out here. He'll read the inside, go and try and pass inside. He's not gonna read you going straight like this into goal. He never will, and you probably never will go straight into goal with Frimpong because you don't want to shoot with him. So having him at your right mid is probably going to be an issue. Apart from that, I would say get one aerial plus player if you want to. I'd ideally like to have one and not two, honestly. Try and pick one between Drogba and Lewandowski. Midfield's good though. Rice is a DM and then Valverde box to box. I like that. Your back line is just fine. And Sancho's good too as a finesse shot plus player. So I do like your team in some parts, and other parts I would say, you know, that's kind of like the differences of getting a Frimpong out of there. Getting out of like maybe a one-dimensional setup and then going for multi-dimensions is what I would say here. And also you are definitely going to be a 4 to 8 weekend league win player, I would say. 9 or 10 wins in champs finals. Okay, so you're actually higher than I expected. And you did say new Luis Diaz about to get in your team. Okay, so I wonder if that'll replace Frimpong or if that'll replace Sancho. But okay, you know, if you're getting 9 to 10 wins with this team, you can definitely make improvements in the tactics and teams. I would say that you got potential, Monkev. You got potential. Pitar says, hey, JFC, this is my no money spent team. Well, let's have a look. Oh, your Luis Hernandez is outside of the card. That's not good. Okay, is it 99 Reasons. It's a squad name. Bisek is a monster. Yashin is still in there. You're either like a rank 2 player, or you're gonna be like a 7 to 9 win player, or like a 7 to 10 win player, I would say. I think there's no in betweens. You got Mbappe still, like I talked about before with the other playstyle players. I don't love one playstyle plus right now. Robin and Sophia Smith are good. Luis Hernandez is probably pretty good too. I've not used him. Sawa midfield, okay. Musiala. I gotta see what tactics you're in. I feel like you're probably like I got 11 wins. Like, you're probably like an 11 win weekend league player, I would say. I tried all possible formations, came out to 4-3-2-1 or 4-2-3-1. I mean, that makes sense. Going down here, did you talk about your wins? Yes, 9 to 10 wins. Okay, that's at most. So you're probably around that 6 to 8 win mark. And it's going to be similar to what I said to other players as well here. I can immediately tell, like, I would change Mbappe. I see no holding midfielder in this team. Yashin, is he still insane? I'm not sure. A lot of times when you're a player who's getting less wins in weekend league than you would hope, usually, if you don't have a strictly defensive midfielder and you're not like a really good defender, you're probably struggling in that aspect. So I would say immediately get a DM. That's like my first and biggest suggestion to most of you guys who are like 10 wins or less weekend league players. Get a DM. That's what you need. Mr. Redundant says this, and I just read you have 8 wins in weekend league. Okay, I didn't get to guess this one, but what I have guessed that you've got Dybala and Chewinga up top. You've got Barcola, Rodri, Sanchez, Odegaard. This 4-2-2 looks like I actually would have probably guessed you finish a bit higher. I like the balance. Do you actually run 4-2-2? Let's actually find out. What do you got for us? Tactics are okay. 4-2-2. I'm assuming you run 4-2-2. Okay, so I would say immediately your tactics are fine. Balance track passing is fine, balance is fine, depth is fine. I would say honestly the only real upgrade, like team problem, I immediately would maybe say is like more passing in your cam spot. You have 2 different roles. So like you have Odegaard, who's like a passing cam, not as quick. You have Barcola, who is like a winger basically. I try and align these 2 together, but other than that, like your team is kind of fine. Maybe you need height in your team, but this might just be like a skill issue, and I don't mean that like a derogatory way. Like literally your team is like set up for good stuff. You just need to focus on yourself now, and that's kind of like what I would say next. I like the midfield balance between Sanchez and Rodri. Like you know how to set up a team. I like the midfield balance between Rodri and Sanchez, so I like the team. Actually, I do like it. I'd maybe change up one of the cams here, get it more ideologically aligned. Other than that, you're probably fine. Kevin Wang is next. Let's have a gander. And okay, interesting. R9, Mbappe, and Dybala up top. Okay, immediately I'm gonna guess you're like an 11 win player max. I'm gonna guess 11 win player. I don't love the 1 playstyle pluses in 2 of your attackers. Honestly, I don't love it. Your midfield balance though, I like that a lot. A box to box, holding DM, attacking center mid. Great midfield balance. So that I actually like that a lot. I would say, yeah, I'm saying 11 wins. Like a rank 5. Havertz, Marquinhos, Araujo, Koundé. You actually, okay, your team set up really well apart from your front 3. You probably know what you're doing and just love Mbappe and R9. Maybe I'll go to 14. I'll go to 14 wins, maybe. I'll go to 14. So my guy, 4-3-2-1. Yep, I figured that was what it was. Let's see. 14 win average. If I can get 16 if I push for it. There you go. Hit rank 2 a few times. Okay. I know tactics are boring. Rather play a 4-3-2-1 than a 5 back. I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, immediately off rip, I think you could reach your ceiling more often. I can tell because you can see you have a ceiling. You've reached rank 2 before, but sometimes, or like, it seems like most of the time, you're like a 14 win player. That 4 win difference in there, I'm assuming is because of your attack, honestly. R9 and Mbappe, they can feel great when you're using them, but I actually think you might not know what you're missing until you try somebody else. But I can tell you know what you're doing. Your midfield balance is great. Your defense is great. So I can tell you have potential. You can definitely get to that rank 3, rank 2 more often if you change up your attack, in my opinion. Shady is last here. Let's see what he's got for us. We've got CR7 and Drogba up top. Holy hell, Messi birthday. Valverde, Havertz, Rice. Okay, we got Carlos, Van Dijk, Vidic, Araujo. Couple outcomes. You either are a strictly pay to win player who gets like 5 wins in weekend league, or you are a very good player who's gotten a lot of great rewards and have gotten good pack luck because of those rewards. Why you're in a 4-1-2-2 narrow? Do you rock that? Can I see the formation without seeing the weekend league status? Is there a way? Okay, rank 3 and rivals. Okay, so division 3 rivals only 6, 7, 8 wins. Okay, but you want to enjoy the game, your favorite players in a nice match, You know what? That's incredible. I love that for you. This video, though, is all about how to have the least fun you can and get the most wins you can. So you might take my advice and throw it straight in the trash, and I can't blame you. I would say immediately, I love your front three, though. You know, Ronaldo and Drogba are two taller strikers. Ronaldo's more of... He's more of a like dribbler though. I don't know. I don't got much bad to say about it. I like your balance though. Havertz, Valverde, two midfielders. I like that. Rice holding midfielder. Sure. I would say that your team's set up pretty well. I just think that from this point on, it could be a formation problem if you don't like that formation, or it could just be like you might need to just literally, you might have good tactics and you just need to focus on getting better at the game, and that's it. That might be the only thing here. Or you might need to change up your tactics. I'm not sure. You'd have to fiddle around with stuff. Try 4-3-2-1. Try a 4-2-3-1. Try something like that and see if you like it. Other than that, I don't think I'd change much though. You know how to build a team. I like team building aspect, especially if you're like an attacking fullback going forward and like a defensive right back. I like Araujo as that role. Yeah, I would probably say that's it, honestly. If you sent it to your teams, thank you. I got to like 15 of them and I barely cracked like 8%. I feel terrible I couldn't get to all of you. If you want me to for sure comments on your team though, you can be a member of the channel and I will immediately reply, tell you everything you need. I will give you tips. I can coach you. I can do whatever you want if you're a member of the channel. So I appreciate you. I love you. I'll say this video over soon. Peace.